and the dead. Identity thieves count on family members to overlook the financials of a loved one. It can present a ripe opportunity for criminals to profit from the bereaved. In fact, they frequently, if not always, are looking at the obituaries to find out who's passed away, when was the date of the service, and calculating about how many days they'll have family members still at the house. About that time, usually right around the 5th day, most families have gone home, and it leaves the person left behind in a very vulnerable situation. I'll give you a personal example. When my mother had passed away, and everybody had gone home, my dad had called me and told me that he was getting bombarded, and this is about the 5th day, bombarded with multiple calls, asking multiple questions, and trying to gain his trust, and trying to get him to volunteer personal information. He said that he almost did, not even realizing it before it was too late. Now keep in mind, my father was very astute to what was going on in the world. He was like that of an attorney in mineral law. He was like the pillar of our family. So for him to actually volunteer information for personal information would be like an absolute no way could that happen, right? But he told me himself that he almost did. A lot of individuals don't have that kind of a background. A lot of individuals will take advantage, or be taken advantage of, I should say, of their vulnerable situation, and before you know it, they're passing out information that they would never ever think that they would have passed out. In various surveys, they've indicated that 90% of the people have said, oh, I will never do that, but you get them in the right situation, over 92% of them have given out the information that they said that they would never would. Another situation, in this case, it actually pertains to the executor of the estate, whether it be the spouse or independent executor. And the executor of the estate is responsible to close accounts, remove them if they have joint accounts, and to have everything paid off before anything can be dispersed as far as inheritance goes. So they have to make sure the bank accounts are closed, the credit cards are closed, all the loan payments are paid off, because the estate and through the executor are responsible to make this happen. Now, a lot of times you'll have an executor, for example, that will close down the bank accounts. They think they've done their due diligence. They followed through, they made sure it was closed. However, they soon find out that there's a problem. Sometimes not soon enough. Because some banks reserve the right to reopen closed accounts under certain circumstances. In such case, an incoming ARCH or automated clearinghouse payment can happen. This is why in this title, when checking accounts rise from the dead, the individual up above, the 78-year-old Air Force veteran named Richard Palmer that passed away, this actually happened to his account. And it has happened to many accounts across the nation, all depending upon which financial institution that you're using and what kind of policies they have in place. Bank of America was one of those companies that had this policy in place where if an account had been closed and maybe a month had gone by and an ARCH payment came in, they would pay it. Then the executor or the estate, in essence, would be responsible to pay for the payment that was paid out, the overdraft fee, and any late fees from having the delay of getting it paid back to the bank. They're raking it in like crazy. It was only after having several people all at the same time starting to create a negative public image on Bank of America that they had changed this policy. But rest assured, there are several other policies out there in the financial institutions. You need to check with your bank and find out what those policies are. This type of account that comes back from the dead is called a zombie account. And a zombie account in this case is very real and can be very costly very fast.